What's up, guys? I'm Johnny Orlando. I'm a 17-year-old singer from Toronto, Canada, and I'm here today with the Buzz.
You and I both know they wanna take you home. Don't know what I'm gonna do, nah, nah, nah. Cause everybody wants you, nah, nah, nah. We're running out of time.
So it started when I was 8 years old. I was just kind of bored one Christmas. My sister was bored as well, and she came to me and said, "Hey, why don't we do like a little YouTube video, a little cover?" And we did Justin Bieber "Mistletoe." That was my first video. I was like, all right, like why not? I have really nothing better to do. So it's funny. I kind of started because I was bored, after a while, I just kind of like kept doing videos because that first video, it took about a week, but it got 1,000 views, which back then was like really good for like a new channel. So I was like, okay, like people are kind of liking my stuff. Like I might as well just keep doing it. I didn't really have any sort of attachment to singing whatsoever. I was just kind of doing it because I thought it was fun. So from there, we just kind of kept doing videos. We tried to do them every like couple weeks, and then eventually we started a vlog channel, and we like got branding and stuff like that, like all like the headers, and we made a website, and it just kind of evolved super naturally. I didn't really have any like label intervention or anything else really until I was like 13, 14 maybe, and I got like an agent and stuff like that. I still don't really have a manager. My sister, who's right over there, is my manager, but of course I'm signed with Universal in Ireland now. I think that my taste in music and my what I want to create is probably more of my dad and what he listened to, and subsequently what I listened to growing up. I've always been a lot more interested in music that was more lyrical, also like slower stuff, and just like the older formula for music, which I feel is kind of lost on a lot of the like super poppy covers that I used to do. Because like every cover I did was just what was popular at the time, because that was what got views on YouTube. So I was doing Justin Bieber, who of course is amazing, but you know, it's eventually not the music that I would want to be doing, I think.
I was with my friends, we missed the last train, ran into your friends, and they pretended like nothing had changed, like everything's alright. I should've texted before I called you, I sent you a message, maybe you missed it or it never went through, but it's been one of those nights.
I like being Canadian. You know, I think it's a pretty good country. Of course, there's a lot of problems with Canada, but it's kind of funny. People in the US, at least like people my age, they think Canada's so like mysterious. So it's like, oh, he's Canadian. Like I remember I moved to the US when I was 12 for a couple of years, and people were like, where is Canada? Like, do you guys live in igloos? Like, is it a state? People said that all the time. Is it a state? I was like, no. Yeah, so the EP, it's called It's Never Really Over, and it's based on my experiences in the past like year and a half, since Teenage Fever dropped, basically. So I've always thought that I was kind of like forward thinking, like I had an idea of like what was going on in the future, you know what I mean? But when I was 16, when I dropped Teenage Fever, my last EP, I thought that was like me. I thought I was done developing. I was just at the ripe age of 16. I was just good to go forever. But I was very wrong, and I had some rude awakenings this past year. So this EP is kind of the product of that. I don't really talk about it super directly on one song, kind of, but throughout the EP, when you're listening to it, you'll see like a timeline of my development. I like the music that I make. Like I'll just like, if I'm in the mood, like I'll just listen to it in the car sometimes and just kind of like vibe out. Because a lot of what I write about is based on real life and real experiences. So it's like, it's a way for me to be introspective and kind of ignite that that spark that lets me think about my life and you know, put my experiences into perspective. But For sure, it's also therapeutic. Definitely, when it comes to certain songs more than others, like I'd say Everybody Wants You is less therapeutic than say Phobias, which I put out earlier this year, or Flaws, which is on the EP.
You and I both know they wanna take you home. Don't know what I'm gonna do, nah, nah, nah. Cause everybody wants you, nah, nah, nah. We're running out of time, so if I'm on your mind, tell me what you
Yeah, so Everybody Wants You, it's a song basically about the popular girls in your school or your town. And the idea behind it is like there's always those like 4 or 5 girls that just kind of like run the place, and I made the mistake of falling for one of them, and I got myself hurt. So that's kind of where the song comes from, and it's like a little bit of a roast, kind of. Try not to be too mean in songs. But so I feel that a lot of the stuff that I write just like by myself without any outside help from like my sister or other writers or producers is definitely a lot more melancholy, just like sad stuff. If I'm talking about my life, I'm talking about the times that I was upset, or like real sad about something. I feel like it's harder for me now to write upbeat songs like Everybody Wants You if I'm not doing it with other people, because I can't really get that excitement from within myself anymore. Definitely I was not releasing anything in like March, April, May. It just would have been just wrong time. I wouldn't have released a project back then. And also like I feel like the label needed, and like just like media in general needed a couple months to kind of figure out what was gonna happen. Like nobody knew, because the label was so unsure, like, oh, we can't do like our normal like press tours and things like that. Like we've never had to promote anything like this before. But I feel like we kind of have a better handle on it now. For sure, like we're doing Zoom interviews instead of real interviews, which is whatever. But I feel like people need music, especially in a time like this. At least for me, that's where I feel just safe and calm, and where I can think about stuff.
What if I say, I know, you know? What if I told you I like you? We stay, we go. What if I told you I like you? I know, you know. What if I told you I like you? We stay, we go. What if I told you I like you?
What if, like that was completely out of the blue. Like we just got an email from our label, and they were like, oh, by the way, like in the last 2 days there's been 2 million videos made to What If. And I was like, what? Like What If? Like the song that we released 2 years ago? That was pretty weird. But also like people are like making videos about me, like I don't know how to describe it. Remember this guy? This is him now. Like type deal. Like people that like watch me on YouTube and then like haven't seen me in a while type deal. That definitely is really weird. Did not expect it, but I mean, I'm not opposed. After that email came through, I FaceTimed her and I was like, Kenzie, so you're not gonna believe what happened. And she was just as surprised as I was. But initially we met because of our producers back in the day. It must have been like almost 5 years ago now, 4 or 5 years. But basically my producer that I was working with heavily at the time knew hers, and they like introduced us at this like whack studio in the middle of nowhere. It was just the weirdest thing. She was in the middle of like recording her album, and I just kind of like walked in. I was like, hey. She like didn't know what to say. We talk about it sometimes. It was the most awkward thing that has ever happened. I kind of like left without like really knowing her at all, and then I saw her at the Kids' Choice Awards a couple of weeks later, and then we like really started talking, and we're good friends now. What's up? I'm Johnny Orlando, and you've just been buzzed.